Hi, good morning. Welcome, true crime fans. Today we are talking about the exceptionally serious case of police brutality. PC Mary Ellen Betley Smith and PC Benjamin West today start trial for the killing of Dalian Atkinson, the former Aston Villa football star who was a victim of exceptionally serious police brutality. Today we are going to be looking into that case to find out exactly what happened and what the trial outcome is likely to be. PC Benjamin Monk has denied murder and manslaughter after the former footballer died in Telford in 2016. A police officer is standing trial today, charged with the murder and manslaughter of Dalian Atkinson. PC Benjamin Monk of West Mercia Police has denied both allegations, the allegation of murder and the allegation of manslaughter. The 42-year-old police officer was charged in 2019 with murder and an alternate charge of manslaughter after an inquiry into the death of Dalian Atkinson, the man who was kicked in the head, savagely kicked in the head 3 or 4 times and tasered for 6 times longer than average. He was tasered for 33 seconds continuously. He had renal failure, he had heart conditions, and he had exceptionally high blood pressure. When he answered the door to his address, he was very shaky, he was very ill, and he also informed the police that he was the Messiah. Obviously there was some mental health problems there as well. Disregarding this, both officers named tasered him for 33 seconds. Mary Ellen Betley Smith kicked him in the head with such ferocity 3 or 4 times that this may have significantly contributed to his death. When her senior officer turned up on the scene, Mary Ellen Betley Smith said, "I had to kick him in the head." The 2 officers accused of murdering Dalian Atkinson are also accused of being in a relationship. They were in a sexual relationship with each other, which commenced after their training. PC Benjamin Monk and PC Mary Ellen Betley Smith are in a sexual relationship, also contravening police regulations. Witnesses state that the officers were kicking the shit out of Dalian Atkinson, estimated that they kicked him 15 times, with the blows being full force. Another resident heard Dalian Atkinson say, "You can't hurt me, I am the Messiah," as well as, "I told you this isn't working, I am the Messiah." Witnesses also state that after Dalian Atkinson said this, the kickings and the force was recommenced with much more force than before. So after he spoke, they proceeded to kick him as hard as they could over and over again. Witness testimony said they saw the police officer, PC Benjamin Monk, pull his right foot all the way back and give the black male a final massive and powerful kick using the toe of his right foot. As the male lay motionless on the floor, the officer's leg went straight back and into his head with such force it was like a penalty being kicked into a goal. Chest compressions were commenced and further treatment of adrenaline, epinephrine injections and defibrillator shocks were given, but despite the best efforts of the doctors and other hospital staff, Dalian Atkinson was pronounced dead at 2:44 a.m. in the morning. Dalian Atkinson had been kicked so hard there was an imprint of bootlaces on his face, and forensically the blood on the PC Benjamin Monk and PC Mary Ellen Betley Smith, the blood on their boots was forensically matched to Dalian Atkinson's blood. So the blood on the officer's boots matched Dalian Atkinson's blood. The taser used by PC Monk, the amount of times that it was used is absolutely against procedure. It's absolutely against procedure to taser somebody for 33 seconds continuously. The trial was adjourned and will resume tomorrow morning. Mr. Atkinson went into cardiac arrest at the hospital A witness called Miss Healy said that PC Benjamin Monk asked if Mr. Atkinson was okay before telling fellow officers I had to kick him in the head. She states that when paramedics arrived, he was not in cardiac arrest and he still had a pulse. When Mr. Atkinson was placed in the ambulance, an officer assigned to accompany him was concerned that he was feigning illness, so decided not to remove his handcuffs. Now this is important. Because his handcuffs were not removed, this would have significantly hindered any medical care that he would have been given. So this would have contributed to his death. She is also facing trial accused of assault. She has already entered a not guilty plea to a charge alleging that she assaulted Mr. Atkinson, occasioning actual bodily harm prior to his death on August the 15th. 2016. So although she admitted to kicking him in the head, she said I had to kick him in the head, she's actually pled not guilty to assault pleading actually bodily harm. When you kick somebody in the head, that is actual bodily harm, but she is actually pled not guilty. The 48-year-old former footballer Dalian Atkinson played for several clubs, including Aston Villa, Sheffield Wednesday and Ipswich Town. The jury is due to hear opening addresses at Birmingham Crown Court today. We're going to stay on top of this case and we're going to bring you the news as we know it. Witnesses said that officers kicked the shit out of Mr. Atkinson, and they also alleged that Mary Ellen Betley Smith kicked him with such ferocity it was like a penalty. It was like kicking a penalty into a goal. That is how hard she kicked his head. He was tasered for 33 seconds, 6 times longer than average. Mr. Atkinson, the day before his death, was in hospital because of his severe renal failure, his heart condition and his high blood pressure. When he was in hospital, he had very severe depression. I think this as well because of what he said when the police turned up, I'm the Messiah. I think he was suffering from some kind of depression or mental illness, but he actually said in hospital, according to witnesses, the police or the NHS will kill me. Now, Dalian Atkinson was not a criminal. I'm not sure why the police were there, but they were called to his address, and according to witnesses, Dalian Atkinson was very distressed, very confused, and the police immediately occasioned deadly force. Dalian Atkinson was born on March 21st, 1968, and he was killed in the early hours of August the 15th, 2016, in a procedure that was clearly not reasonable force. The case of Dalian Atkinson throws up some very disturbing questions about police powers. The police have recently been given more powers by the infamous Crime and Police Act bill that was passed earlier this year. The case of Dalian Atkinson throws up very, very disturbing questions about police powers, police corruption and how much power they have over vulnerable people. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I think this is a very, very disturbing case. I will be bringing you the news as I know it, the facts and just the facts, only the facts, and you can make up your own mind. This is Filthy Ketchup. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Wherever you are today, please stay safe. Thank you.